Blissfully unable to even understand the concept of dying, Joe Arridy was described by his prison warden as the happiest man who ever lived on death row. Joe Arridy had always been highly suggestible. A mentally handicapped young man with an IQ of 46, Arridy could be coerced into saying or doing almost anything. Joe Arridy didn't ask for a last meal. It's doubtful that he even understood the concept. He knew about eating and playing in trains, things you could see and smell and experience. But abstractions, like God and justice and evil, eluded him. Hour after hour, day after day, Arridy would reach through the bars of his cell and send his wind-up train chugging down the corridor of death row in the Colorado State Penitentiary. The basis for Joe Arridy's defense was that he was not legally sane and therefore incapable of distinguishing between right and wrong, and therefore would be unable to perform any action with a criminal intent. Because Arridy reportedly struggled to explain simple things like the difference between a stone and an egg, it's understandable to think that he would not in fact know right from wrong. It also seems, perhaps mercifully, that he failed to understand the concept of death entirely. Prison warden Roy Best reported that Joe Arridy is the happiest man who ever lived on death row, and when Arridy was informed of his impending execution, he seemed much more interested in his toy trains. When asked what he wanted for his last meal, Arridy requested ice cream. On January 6, 1939, after happily giving his beloved toy train to another inmate, Arridy was led to the gas chamber, where he grinned as the guards strapped him into the chair. His execution was fairly swift, although Warden Best is reported to have cried in the chamber. Gail Ireland, the attorney who had petitioned the Colorado Supreme Court on Arridy's behalf, had written during the case, "Believe me when I say that if he is gassed it will take a long time for the state of Colorado to live down the disgrace." It was not actually until 2011, more than 7 decades after Joe Arridy's execution, that Colorado Governor Bill Ritter granted him a posthumous pardon. "Pardoning Arridy cannot undo this tragic event in Colorado history," Ritter said. "It is in the interests of justice and simple decency, however, to restore his good name."